Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with the September YouTube earnings update for the full month of September. I have got a lot to go through today with you guys, so I'm going to make this intro brief. If you're new to this series, there is a playlist link down below. I have been doing this series twice a month for like a year and a half, a little more now. It's a way to show you guys how you can grow your YouTube channel, how it is possible to earn money. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of patience, but it can happen. Before you take off, I do want to say that later I will be talking about two different things in this update. One, I'm going to let you know what I learned about having comments turned off my channel for 2 weeks. And also, I'm going to touch a little bit on ad rates. So stick around so you can hear me talk about those things. We are going to be comparing September 2017 to August of 2017. But since August was like a freaky high month of stats for me, I might also compare to July, and I had a spike in August, so the stats are a little unrealistic as to what my normal months are like. So I just want to let you know that. We might be touching on July stats also. And I am going to be sharing the stats for my very first month on YouTube, September 2014, 3 years ago. That was my very first full month on YouTube. I started my channel at the very end of August. My first video was August 31st at night, so I didn't earn anything in August, but I earned a little bit in September. Do stick around for that too. September 2017. For the full month of September, I uploaded 47 videos. For August, I uploaded 55. How come so many more? I don't know. Subscribers. Okay, August, you know, was my crazy high month of subscribers. I had that spike, a crumb quilting adventure series that I did. That got me tons of new subscribers. I had a total of 6,063 net subscribers for August. I am down for September to 3,233, which brings me to a current total of 29,669 subscribers. Getting close to 30K. Now, I know some of you might think that drop is because of a couple of videos that I uploaded. It really had nothing to do with that. The dips that I had with those couple of controversial, or some like to call them train wreck videos, was very minimal. I really didn't lose subscribers from that. I think it was just an overall dip because I had no spike. So tons of new people weren't coming in. As a comparison, for July, which I considered a normal month, I had a total of 2,568 subscribers. So you can see I'm still way up from that with 33. For views, for September, 472,040 views, and that is down from August, which had 506,330. My watch time for September, 3,475,772 minutes. For August, it was 3,719,551. So I'm down for September, but not a whole lot, but down. My retention for September, 45%, and it was 44% for August, so I'm up by 1% on that. What was it in July? 44%. So, good. My gender, same, 13% boys, 87% girls. My shares are also down from August. In August, I had 3,296 videos shared, and for September, I had 2,585 shares. In July, I had only 1,601. So I'm still, you know, doing pretty good. My percent of end screen elements that get clicked is 3.01. That's good. That is down just a tiny bit from August at 3.05%. My traffic sources, those are just about normal, and that was what I was the most worried about. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Suggested videos, 58%, and the browse feature, 20%. For August, the suggested videos was 59%, so just about the same, and the browse feature was 23%. That's usually where I'm at, so that is good. Playlists, my videos appeared in a total of 8,237 playlists. For August, I was in 11,132 playlists. Wow! In July, I was in 6,016, so I'm still up from July. And the revenue. Now here's the confusing part. Usually, when I have a spike, the next month I go down. Have I ever gone up after a spike? I don't think so. I think I've always dropped and then, you know, get back up there. I'd have to look. Let me look. Hang on. Okay, I only had 2 other spikes this year. In March, I had a spike, and in April, I went down. And then in June, I had a spike, and in July, I went down. The only other spike I ever had was March of last year, of 2016, and I had a spike and I went down. And I stayed down for an entire year because I didn't know what I was doing then. I didn't know how to feed the frenzy and keep the spikes happening. So my spike that I had in August was very good. I broke every personal record I could possibly have. I mean, it was like my highest viewed ever, my highest watch time ever. It was all that crumb quilting series. So in August, for the month, I earned $1,377.25. That was my highest to date by far. And in September, even though almost all my stats went down, my earnings went up. First time ever they go up after a spike. And this is with a couple of controversial videos that got me a lot of hate and did lose me some subscribers, and also with comments off for 2 weeks. So my earnings were, they didn't go up by a lot, but they went up. $1,438.25. I should be happier about that, but a little bit of me is like, well, what would have happened had I not turned comments off? Did I hurt myself in that way? I don't think so. Before I do the rest of the stats, let's talk about that briefly. I turned my comments off across my whole channel on September 16. I left the majority of them off until like maybe the 28th, September 28th. I was trying to go for the whole rest of the month of September. I kept watching my stats. The things I was most concerned about was, what was YouTube doing with my videos? Were they still putting me out in suggested and in browse feature? And they were. But maybe around September 26 or 27, the suggested videos started to drop a little bit, whatever I'm usually at, like 50-something%. Well, it had gone down a little bit, and then the next day, down a little bit more. So then I started to worry, and I thought, maybe the algorithm is set up in a way that it will ignore lack of engagement for a while, and then maybe it'll catch on and say, okay, the lack of engagement has gone on long enough for her, so let's stop promoting her videos. I have no idea what really happens, but I'm just saying that's the way I was thinking. And it does make some common sense that, you know, if you turn your comments off for like a day or two, I don't think YouTube is going to like catch you and pinpoint you and say, holy shit, you're doing bad, girl, by shutting those comments off, so we're just not going to promote you anymore. But I started thinking, oh, maybe this isn't a good idea for my channel, which again, common sense tells me it's not a good idea, because engagement, I'm sure, counts for part of that algorithm somewhere in there, or they wouldn't even bother to have it. So what I did is I went in and I turned on like my top 10 earning videos, turned the comments back on those, and I waited a little bit to see, you know, am I going to start getting hit by a lot of comments? And again, it's not the hate comments that bother me, it's just comments in general. I'm just so antisocial that even when I see that I have comments and review, that little number, even that little number makes me nervous. And I know a lot of people still like to leave the comments, and they say things like, oh, just so happy you have your comments turned on. You know, did you really have to comment to tell me that? You know, it's just stuff like that. But let's not get into the comments and how I feel about them. I just want to tell you, like, what I learned by having them turned off. It went okay, and then, like, the next day, I turned on, I think, like, up to my top 25 earning videos. And then on the 30th, I just put them back on across my channel. I didn't see anything really dropping. You know, if the earnings would have taken a dive, I would have certainly turned them back on sooner. But I kept waiting for it to go down, and it wasn't. When you see my line, I mean, it goes up and down like this, but almost like completely straight across. But then again, a little bit of me was like, I wonder if that would go up if I would turn comments on. But I did it for 2 weeks, so here's what I learned. If I'm getting overwhelmed by comments, I have no problem turning them off for a few days, just to catch a break, just to even save the time that I spend with comments. Comments itself is like a part-time job, so I feel very comfortable knowing that I can turn those off at any time and back on whenever I want. You don't lose the comments. All the comments that were there are still there. I know it pisses off a lot of people, but I just don't care. My thinking is, if somebody is going to be pissed off that they can't say something to me, that's not really the kind of person that I even care to have watching my videos. I don't understand why anybody would be mad. I'm mad that I can't tell you I love you. I mean, that sounds so stupid. Or they just want to say something hateful and hurtful. Of course, those are the ones that are really mad. I don't care to cater to that. But it's surprising how many just average, everyday people are pissed off that they can't have their say. Again, that's another whole video for another time. Now, the other thing I want to touch on is ad rates. I don't believe I'm allowed to share ad rates with you. There are ways to go and see like certain keywords and search terms, what kind of ads those would pull in and what those ads are paying. There are people who build channels around that research. I don't do that. I can't go and look for what's paying high ads and say, okay, then I'm going to do videos on that. I can't do it that way because I can't do videos that I'm not feeling like doing. Even though I'm in this for earning money, and that's the fun part and the big prize that I'm running after, I can't do it in a forced way. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? But there are plenty of people who do that. But what I have learned is even with comments turned off and even with a lot of stats lower, I earned more money. That is because I have those quilting videos that are pulling in bigger paying ads. That is a good thing to look at in your analytics. If you do several types of videos and you see that something is earning more than the others, do more of those because you're going to still generate those higher paying ads. Use the same tags, the same keywords, put the same kind of wording in the titles if you can. You know, one of my biggest earners is the Quilt As You Go series. I just did a wonky 3-patch and I wasn't planning on doing a rag quilt, but then by the second episode I decided I think I want to rag this, and I was like, oh, I can put Quilt As You Go in the title now and I can put rag quilt in the tags. So I went ahead and changed that because Quilt As You Go was a very good pull for me. I got a lot of earnings from that. And when I look at my ad rates in the analytics, I look and see, you know, what's the highest paying ads here, and they're almost all the quilting ones. So you need to go and see what pays most for you. If you happen to do, you know, 3 or 4 different kinds of videos, say you do some baking and you bake cake, you bake cookies, you bake muffins. If muffins are paying more for you, bake some more muffins. So I guess that's about all I wanted to touch on with ad rates and the comments. I am glad that I did that experiment and that I held out for 2 weeks. I mean, basically for 2 weeks. I have like close to 1,500 videos. I had a total of like 25 of them turned on for just the last couple of days of September. So it was a pretty good experiment to see. The world did not fall apart for 2 weeks of not having comments on. And it makes me happy to know that I can continue to turn those off whenever I feel like it. Okay, we're up to the countries now. I had a total of 205 countries watch my videos. Are there even 205 countries? I don't think so. They must be including like certain territories or, I don't know, made-up countries. I have no clue. As always, US, UK, Canada are my top 3. US gets 69% of the watch time, UK 8.9%, Canada 5.9%, Australia 2.7%, Germany 1.2%, India 1.1%, New Zealand 0.5%, Malaysia 0.5%, South Africa 0.5%, and Netherlands 0.5%. My bottom 5 countries are, now this one I listened to, And I don't remember. Nauru. I believe that's it. Nauru. You have to roll the R. Ru. And that was 5th from last. 4th from last, Cuba. I can pronounce that. 3rd from last, I can't even read what I wrote. I forgot. I'm supposed to open that up. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm totally cheating. I've got the pronunciation open for this next one. I'm going to guess Mauritania. I'm going to say Mauritania. Mauritania. Okay.
Mauritania.
I was pretty darn close. Isn't that what I said? Mauritania? Something like that. Maybe I said Mauritania. I don't know.
Mauritania.
Mauritania. That was 3rd from last. 2nd from last is one we had last time, and I was pronouncing it like Montserrat or something like that. Montserrat. So let's see how that one is pronounced. So educational my channel is.
Montserrat.
Montserrat. All right, so I was pretty good with that one. And in last place is, I'm going to guess first, Turkmenistan. 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 Let's go with Turkmenistan. Here we go.
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan. Hey, I did pretty good. Okay, those were my bottom 5 countries. I got a total of 3 to 10 seconds of watch time. It wasn't even worth mentioning them. No, it's always worth it. I'll take any seconds anyone spends with me. My top 5 states are, oh, and I forgot to write the percentages. That's okay. California, Texas, Florida, Ohio, New York. And Maine came in 12th place. Maine is my home state. And then my bottom 5 are Delaware, Montana, Alaska, Wyoming, and bottom place is Vermont. And those states spent 8 to 9 minutes each on my videos. Let's go on over to the stats, and you can see my bumpy yet straight line of earnings.
I just realized that I forgot to tell you the stats for the previous years, so stick around. I will do it right after this. You can see we are looking at September 1st through the 30th, and here's my line, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But for the most part, it stayed between 40 and 60. You know, there was just like no spikes, no big dips, so can't complain about that. Let's go down. I'll show you my top earners. Oddly enough, it's still the glass pendants. But when I say the quilt ones are the money makers, I have quite a few of them that are in the top, so they generate a nice chunk. But that glass pendants, man, that's kicking butt. That's doing better than my hair video that I had that was the top one for a long time. It never did this good. So that's the earnings for just 1 month. And the comments were off that one too, right up until close to the very end of the month, so it didn't hurt me too much. All right, let me just stop. You can look, pause if you need to study. And there's the bottom. And you can pause if you need to study. Now I'm showing you my comments line. So you can see, I believe I turned them off the night of the 16th. So here, there was nothing, 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 nothing. On the 27th, I turned, I think the first night, I only turned it on my glass pendants, I think. And then I turned a few more on, and then, you know, they're starting to come in. Now, I don't think that hidden comments show, because I have gotten a lot more comments than you're going to see in my comments. I have been hiding anything that drives me crazy, but then I don't think that they were being counted, so I don't even take that step now. If something bugs me, I just delete it, and that doesn't mean hate. I will let some hateful comments in because I think they're funny, but just comments that just drive me nuts. I don't like that. I'm an odd creature, and I'm allowed to be. So you can see now, there was a lot of non-engagement going on. I just want you guys to know that I really did do it as long as I could, and right up until the end of the month. And the 29th is when I turned probably the 25 videos on, and then on the 30th, I turned them all on. Let's go back to the camera so I can do the previous year stats for you.
While I was in there, I wanted to show you where to click for ad rates in case you don't know, so you can go in and see which videos are attracting higher paying ads. When you go to your Creator Studio, and then you'll see under Analytics, you'll see Revenue Reports, Revenue Ad Rates. You just want to click on ad rates and that'll give you the info you want. I have just a few stats for previous years, and I don't know the best way to do this, but I'm going to do it this way. We'll see how that goes. My channel is now 3 years old. I've really only been working on building my channel for like a little over a year now. 1 year ago, for September 2016, I had a total of 6,748 subscribers. 2 years ago, I had a total of 725 subscribers. And 3 years ago, on my very first month of YouTube, I had 28 subscribers for that whole September. For views, 1 year ago in September, I got 69,150 views. 2 years ago for September, I got 7,378 views. And in my very first month on YouTube, I got a total of 2,227 views. My watch time, 3 years ago, nobody even talked about watch time. It was all about subscribers and views. Now it's all about watch time. 1 year ago, my watch time for the month of September was 370,289. 2 years ago, it was 28,349. And 3 years ago, my watch time for my very first month on YouTube was 9,923 minutes of watch time. I will tell you that I looked up how many videos I had for the first month I was on YouTube, and in that September, I had a total of 26 videos. That's counting the one that I uploaded on August 31st at night. And I did notice that I didn't earn anything until September 19, so I don't know if it's because maybe I didn't monetize immediately, maybe I didn't know how and I was trying to figure that out. That's possible. Now you have to have a total of 10,000 views on your channel, not per video, but on your entire channel before you can monetize. But they didn't have that rule back then. You could monetize from day one. And I'm sure I would have monetized on day one, and if I didn't, it's only because I was still trying to figure out how to even do that. I did start on the 19th, and, you know, just a little bit at a time. It just started to creep up. So for the revenue, a year ago for September, now I'm telling you, this September I took in $1,438. A year ago, I had, for September, $154. So you can see I've grown a lot in a year. That's because I'm working hard at what I'm supposed to do to make YouTube happy. 2 years ago, my earnings for the full month of September were $33.78. And my very first month on YouTube, I earned a total of $3.85. And I'm going to tell you, that's kind of a lot for somebody's very first month, because I did have an audience. I had a couponing audience back then, and my videos were about coupons, showing the Shaw's grocery flyer, and showing the coupons that they could get in the inserts in the papers, like the Red Plum and the Smart Source. So I did have a following that did go over to watch my YouTube videos. I had a jump start, but for that first year, I don't think I really grew that channel much. We will know, because I will tell you each month now as we go. I will include it in the stats, so we will be able to see how my first year went, assuming I do this for another year, which I probably won't. If you are new to YouTube and you have monetized and in a month you only made 4 cents, consider that good, because it means you made 4 cents. Some people make nothing. It just takes time and effort, a lot of effort. My goal is set at 1,500. Usually when I get this close to a goal, I up it. I don't have to necessarily meet my goal for the month, but I have a feeling that October could go down. We still don't know what turning comments off did for me. We really don't. It could have a slow impact on my channel, like maybe the algorithm now is just going to catch up to what I did and start not promoting me. I don't know, but I just don't want to take any chances. We didn't meet the goal, so I'm not forced to up it yet. We'll let it ride another month, and we'll see how I do. The bottom line, as always, is do what makes you happy or content or less stressed. Whatever it takes to keep you creating content, because you have to keep creating content if you want to make a living on YouTube. Do what you have to do to make it comfortable for you. Don't worry about what others think, what others say, how you're coming across. Just pretend that it's just you and your camera. That's how I feel every time I talk to this camera. Once I put it up there, then I know it's going to reach other people, and that part stresses me out to no end. I'm still completely filled with anxiety when I know people are watching my videos, but I have to put up with something. I can't be successful on YouTube if I don't upload videos. So you have to upload the videos, and you have to keep yourself happy, at least sane. Even if you're not happy, try to keep yourself sane. Do push your limits. Don't apologize for things that you might have gone overboard with. There's no need to apologize for stuff like that. As long as you're being your real self, why apologize? You know, a lot of people, they do something and, oh, I'm sorry that offended you. Then they do something else, oh, I'm sorry you didn't like that. It's like, what are you so sorry for? If you're sorry for these things, then why do you keep doing them? Stop doing them. Don't do them anymore. It would be stupid if I apologized to everyone who hated me saying fuck, because I'm going to say fuck a lot. You know, I'm not going to say I'm sorry every time and then say it again. That would make no sense. Just be yourself and be content with who you are, and who gives a shit about the rest of the world? I don't. So I hope that was a nice pep talk. I will be back with this series October 17-ish with an update for the first 2 weeks of October. I'm very anxious to see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye!